Pleased to be joined by Ben's Lacrosse head coach Ryan Polley. The Terriers get set to head to Army West Point this weekend and coach another battle against a top 10 team. How excited are you for your team to take on this challenge?
Yeah, we're really excited. I mean, I think if we're gonna compete for league championships, we're gonna have to be able to compete and play against teams as talented as Army. And the playoff field's kind of starting to materialize, and certainly Army's right in the mix there. And Loyola and Lehigh qualifying on the other side is, it's turning into a really talented group of teams that are still left. And Army's going to be, frankly, they're the defending champion. We didn't crown one last year, and 2 years ago they were our conference champion down at Loyola. So they're always great. They always are tough to score on. They play great defense. So anytime you go and play an Army team, you're going to be in for a battle. You got to be physical. You got to be disciplined. You can't make a lot of mistakes. And just looking forward to just seeing how we've grown over the last month from when we played them last.
Yeah, what sort of lessons did you take away from the 12-10 defeat at Nickerson Field earlier in March?
Yeah, I mean, I think we played one of our better games. So, certainly after watching the film, it's, you give Army credit. They made a couple more plays than us. The start, and we talked about it after the game. I think I said it to you too, Kevin. It was a shame that we went down 5-0. I really thought the first quarter was pretty even, except their goalie made some great saves, and we missed a couple opportunity. And, I really felt at the end of the first quarter fair score would have been 3-2 or 4-2 or something like that. But not that lacrosse isn't fair, but they made the plays that they needed to make and made some shots. And the next thing we're down 5-0. So I think the start's going to be critical. They've jumped out on a few other teams this season, and it's when you go down, against anybody, it's tough, but especially when you go down against a team like Army who's so good on defense, you really just have to chip away. And to our team's credit, we did that and got it to within one goal a couple of times. But I think it took a lot out of us to just claw back into that game. So, we're certainly, focused on starting well and being ready from the first face-off. And again, like I said, I think we were, but it's critical that we are, do the little things and make those plays. And we had a couple of breakdowns on the defensive end, and maybe the first quarter's 3-0 or 3-1. If we can make a shot, we put a little bit more concentration on where we're shooting the ball or whatever. But certainly the effort was there, the execution was there. It was just a little unfortunate. But we want to get off to a great start. Certainly, they had one of the best players in the league. We're certainly concerned about him. We're going to continue to focus on our riding and clearing, which has been effective all year for us. And then we got to be great on the ground balls. They're going to be really physical, and we got to match their physicality and make some plays on the ground.
Yeah, Loyola seemed to have an answer for Brendan Nickturn. Few teams have this year, but Army was able to get some scoring from different places. How difficult is it to defend a team that has so many options on the offensive end?
Yeah, it makes them even that more potent on offense to see that Loyola did a nice job on him. And, Army just spread the ball, really, really nicely last weekend. So Loyola slid to him very quickly. And, it was obvious in their game plan they didn't want, 20 to beat them. But Army certainly has other players, and to Nick Turner's credit, he allowed those other players to make the plays, and they still scored 12 goals. So, we're going to have our hands full with him tomorrow, as well with their entire offense. They're very deep and very balanced, and they can score in a variety of different ways. They're great in the transition game, so we're going to have to really make good decisions in our riding game, and then also just if we get caught, offensive middies get caught on the defensive end, we're going to have to defend, well in order to get to our 6-on-6 defense.
You got Vince D'Alto back, for the Colgate game, and Louis Perfetto had a great game as well on the offensive end. Just talk about those two and the chemistry they had, and it seemed like they really sparked the team in that second quarter run where you went on 7-0 and got that 10-3 halftime lead.
Yeah, I mean, those guys have been consistent all year, and Louis has kind of been the quarterback of our offense and just make sure everybody gets involved. And certainly he picks his moments to be productive and score and shoot and feed. We've been asking him to, continue to make sure everybody gets involved, but sometimes look for his. And I thought he played the perfect game for what we want him to do. I thought he was really good in the riding game. I thought he did all the little things well. He got a couple ground balls. He let the game certainly come to him. And when he had his opportunities to get one-on-one matchups, he certainly capitalized on that. He shot the ball really well. It was just from a efficiency standpoint at 0 turnovers. It was really impressive. And then Vince is just, Vince is, a high volume shooter who's going to be involved in a lot of things. He's got the ball in his stick a lot of the game for offense because he makes good things happen. And, he continued to play at a really high level and do a lot of things for our offense. And that goes to shooting the ball well, to moving well off ball, to moving the ball to the players at the right time. I was really impressed with Vince's game on Saturday.
And then finally, some great news off the field. Andrew Martin finished up chemotherapy today. Team went out and celebrated with him outside Beth Israel. Just talk about the inspiration that Andrew's been for the group and how great it was to see him, in his battle, come out, with his last round here today.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been a warrior. I mean, he's beat up and he's really tired, but he's jumped on calls. He's been at a game. He walked out of the hospital with a big smile on his face. So it really always puts it in perspective. And we talk about it a lot when we're having a bad day or we have a tough loss or just something doesn't go the right way. We often think about 22 and just what he's going through. And to our guys' credit, they've been so supportive. And he gets a text from one of our guys every single day, and they've really gone out of their way to just make sure that he feels supported. And he's going through a tough time, him and his family, and to know that he has 53 brothers right there for him. It has been really important. But he's a warrior, he's a beast, and it was so good to see him walking out of that hospital. And I know he's going to need some rest, but hopefully he's on the road to his recovery and beating this thing. So couldn't be happy for Andrew that it went the way that it did, and it was nice to spend a little bit of time with him. And our guys have been terrific.